What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Again, I'm Marty Grisanti, and I'm one of the owners with my partner Matt of Upstate Home Buyers and Suplex Properties here in Rochester. And we're going to continue our journey as we've been talking about real estate investor mindset. And I believe it's critical to, again, continually cultivate a real estate investor mindset, because the facts are we wake up every day with doubt. It's just human nature. So we're constantly, I am, and the people that motivate me or that are my mentors are constantly cultivating their mindset so that they can, win the day and attack the day and making, sure that they are successful, ensuring their success. Because for me personally, I need all of the help I can get. We really want to make sure that we're getting all that good luck. And how I believe you get good luck is by doing the right things, especially the things that you may not want to do, like going to the gym, doing your meditation, writing down your goals daily, looking at those goals daily. Because some days it's tough. It's tough to put yourself out there. But when you realize your why, right? When your why is big enough and strong enough and it pushes you enough, those things you're willing to do, right? So that's just what it is. Today we're going to talk about momentum and identity. So let's just stick with momentum here. I believe momentum is critical for especially new investors, or maybe you're somebody who bought that one rental property and now you might be a little stuck, right? Well, momentum is what we need to get this ball rolling of being a real estate investor. So, for instance, I believe that some of the most successful investors are the ones that are self-momentum. They can get momentum and really build that by themselves. Here's the deal though with momentum, is that before you can get momentum, what you need to do a bit is grind. That's the truth. You don't just hit momentum. You need to grind first. So when we started, Matt and I, and not long ago when we became full-time, we needed to grind a bit in learning the processes of how to, for instance, because we're investors, but we're fix and flippers, we're wholesalers. So one of the things that we need to do is be able to find a list. We need to know how to cultivate that list. We need to know how to contact the sellers and the leads on that list. And it's a continual process. And in some of these videos, I'm actually going to go through how I pull lists, where I pull them from, and those things. That's important. I know that. I know that's probably what you want to see if you're here at this channel, right? But I believe though, you got to be willing to grind. So you got to be willing to kind of take that punch, not being sure of yourself, because what's going to happen is you might have to go 7 days, 14 days of not being sure of yourself, kind of grinding, figuring it out. And that's what a lot of people won't do, right? Are you willing to do that? That's the thing. Are you willing to put in and do the grind to then reach momentum? Now, what's really interesting about I've seen that the successful people have when they get momentum is they keep that momentum, right? They do not take their foot off the gas. They're not going to celebrate. They're not going to stop marketing. They're not going to stop talking to sellers. They're going to keep the momentum going. So yes, Matt and I, we're very lucky because right now we have momentum of our employees and our team, and we have marketing going out constantly, and we have deals that are constantly closing. But it's because, and I give a lot of the credit to Matt, my partner, he's not willing to stop, right? We need to keep it going. So even when our quote unquote meal is right in front of us and we got dinner right there, well, we're thinking about how are we going to eat in 3-6 months from now. Okay, so it's a constant, let's keep this going, because the truth is, if we're really talking, we don't know how long this good time of this seller market is going to last. That's the truth. So we're going to keep our momentum going, and that's the thing, is it's once you get it, now you got to double down on it, because a lot of the most successful champions, they will keep that going because they know how important and how great, all right, and how sometimes very tough in how small the time you might have of having the momentum. We might go 10, 15 years without a potential next wave of having great real estate seller market, right? So again, we'll always figure it out because we're investors and we have that real estate investor mindset, and you do too, right? But the facts are, we're in the most insane seller market that has ever occurred, especially here in upstate New York, and we're not going to not capitalize it. We're going to take full advantage, and I want you to, wherever you are. So the other thing that we're going to talk about is identity. Now, I'm really tripling down on identity because, for me, my identity and what I am aspiring to is being the best I can be, my full potential, right? And I want to make sure that when I identify as a real estate investor, when I identify as a multi-millionaire businessman, when you identify as a successful business person, then the truth is you will be doing different things. Your behaviors will change and you will do different things because you identify as a successful business person, as a real estate investor. So your behaviors change. Your characteristics might change. You might come in with more confidence when you need it most. You might be willing to go to the gym no matter what, 6-7 days a week, because that's what's going to help you build that confidence. You're willing to read that business and personal development book, right? Because that's what it takes. So what I'm getting at is, if you are really truly somebody who wants to continue and develop that real estate investor mindset, then you need to identify as a real estate investor. Okay, but not just a real estate investor. I've said this before. You want to be a successful real estate investor. So when you say, I, Martin Grisani, or I, John Smith, identify as a successful real estate investor, well, now your behaviors need to match. What do successful real estate investors do? Well, they join masterminds. Right? They go to events and they get coaching. They go and they watch YouTube videos. They're constantly learning. They're constantly talking to other successful real estate investors so that they can start building on that and seeing, hey, what does XYZ person do in Texas? What does my buddy Grant do down in Texas, right? What does my buddy Ronnie do in Michigan, right? Some of these guys that I work with, like my buddy Mark Monroe in the power play that I'm a part of. These guys are champions. So what are they doing and what are their routines? Because I want to match those things. What's my buddy Gabe doing down in North Houston? So talking to these people, being around these people, that's what you need to do, because if you identify, your behaviors will change, and then you'll start to taking the action of, this is what successful real estate investors do. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.